from a day job, running fast from the way it was. Jump quick to a paycheck, running back to the strip club. I'm never going back, never going back.
Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, so this is a Housewives of Atlanta recap. This is episode 6, and basically we're gonna get into some things about Brittany, Edie, and all those things, and about how everybody want her to quit. Now, listen, I gotta say this before we get into it. We're not gonna act like Brittany was wrong. She took accountability. We're not gonna act like Brittany not gonna feel some type of way because she was underage with them pictures before she done said it. And we're not gonna act like Brittany is being a fan. I'm finna be honest before we get into it, and I'm gonna say this. Y'all complained for the last couple of seasons of Brittany being basically, hold on, y'all, give me a minute. I hate when people call and hang up. I'll get them back in a minute. We're not gonna sit here and act like this is everybody's first season. Let's just be clear, except for Shamia, except for Portia, Drew, and Kenya. Okay, we don't. Everybody first season is not the best season. This is a test and trial. You can flop your first season and do great your second season. It's just happened. Everybody can say how they gonna act on TV, and they ain't gonna act that way. Okay, so y'all, we gonna get into this recap. And I'm gonna give my thoughts while we're getting into this recap. So it opens up to where Brittany says she's been sitting up for 24 hours. And she look on her phone. She's been sitting up on her phone getting text messages. She said the Twirl Team Twirl been coming at her. Now remind you, she's not lying about the fact that Team Twirl has been coming at her, and the reason why is because they feel like all this came out about Kenya not being there and about Brittany Edie. When they got exposed to who Brittany Edie was, that's when Team Twirl started coming at Brittany Edie before anything was exposed to what it was. Things was exposed for the show, but it wasn't out there. So she said she had her business partners, colleagues checking on her text messages. And, she's crying and saying that Kenyon don't realize the damage she had caused by, sitting there basically exposing her pictures. She's still in shock and she's having a conversation with her husband. Now, what her husband said struck me because Mr. Mark over here, who looked like he just rolled out of bed. A lot of people like, dang, do he really like her? The man just woke up. Remind you, she ain't slept, but he been sleep. So, she basically said how it was something that happened when she was underage. And for her to do that at her salon and her event, and Mark said what she claims that she gives to her daughter, which she did say was for her daughter now, she decided to do this at her event. And they was like, yeah, so they was having a conversation. And she said, you know what, she feels like it's tarnishing her brand. Certain things that are not out. Now, we came into detail how these pictures came about because Kenya lied not once, but twice. Okay. Hey, Miss Stacey, right? She lied twice. So first, when Tamara Hall, she said that she had found them herself. But while on the show, she said a private investigator. Come to find out, it's allegedly about who been showing this stuff. So, Brittany is sitting here crying. And she's saying it's been kind of hard for her. She was more hurt that she wanted to humiliate her using that from her past in front of her. Now, it's already been confirmed that Brittany Edie did wipe it from the internet because she was underage, okay? Not only that, it's already been said that, basically, Portia even said that she was underage when this happened. And she really was. So Brittany was like, and what I like, I'm gonna tell you what I like about Brittany. Everybody has not been an open book this season. Nobody but Brittany. Whether you like her or not, Brittany has been an open book and giving us what we're asking for. She's working for her check, honey. Nobody was being an open book this season with their storyline. Nobody but Brittany. And that's just something I gotta say. It wasn't a person being an open book, but Brittany. Even Kenya or Portia Willing wasn't an open book. So Brittany opened up, and she didn't hold nothing back. She basically said, she made some mistakes when she was younger, young things that girls do. And now that she's older, she regrets it, because looking back, that can affect her. And I mean, a lot of people say, I don't like Brittany. You don't have to like her, but can we be honest that Brittany is actually working for her check? Brittany is actually sitting here being an open book. None of the girls have been an open book. None of the girls have been an open book. And I have to say that between Shamia and Brittany, I want to say this. Between Shamia and Brittany, I'm going to be honest with you. Brittany and Shamia are the only ones that's been an open book. Even Angela hasn't even gave us an open book. They have no problem with sharing their story. Portia shares some, but she's holding back. Everybody else act like they too good to share anything. Kelly shares a little bit, but not as much. But they're the only ones that Kelly, Brittany, and Shamia. So that's just how I feel about it. So then we go to Kelly, go check on Britt. They're sitting down, they're about to have a what you call them things? They about to have a dehydrate something to get dehydrated from the night before, from drinking and everything. So they're signing the paperwork, and Brittany was like, I want to get this done because I don't want to age like Kenya. And Kelly was like, you need to pray about that, which I agree. She said, because she was nothing like that with me. And then, Brittany was like, yeah, she was like, for her to do that and to keep, and Brittany was like, she's been nitpicking at me. She's been doing this and to try to use those pictures and all them cardboards to humiliate her. We knew that. Okay. We knew all of that. Now to confirm some things, Portia said they were arguing for 2 hours. So we only got to see a little bit and not everything, which we it probably was more was said from Kenya's side that we didn't get to see. Okay. So Kelly was like, when that second poster came out, she, left, and it was being very distasteful. Showing pictures of Brittany. And as they're talking, the lady come by and, tell them that she's going to go ahead and get them hydrated and everything. Because mind you, Brittany has slept in 24 hours. So as that's going on, Kelly leaves and go hang out with Shamia, Angela, Portia, and Drew. Now, Portia, Kelly, and Drew are going through a divorce. Shamia and Angela are not, and they're sitting down, having a conversation. So Angela brings up the situation about divorce, and Portia start crying and saying, her issue isn't with the fact of the divorce and everything is like bothering her. And Angela say, when he came at the end of the day to work it out, she say no, because he disrespected her mom and he acted like, what I'm saying, like Pilar don't exist anymore. So she basically started to break down but Pilar wanted to talk to him because Pilar looked at him as a second father. And she said she texted Simon, and basically Simon sat there and read the text message on the text. Well, read the text message. His text receipt was on, and he disregarded Pilar. He disregarded her. From what she's saying, he disregarded her. So, she started crying that it was hard because it's about the children. So, Shamia gets up and go hug her, and she's crying and saying, just a lot of things that Simon did was hurtful, which he did do it over the top. She basically say, when she married him, one of the reasons why she married him because he was protective. Portia, first of all, friend, I told you and everybody else in them comments, we say Portia don't marry that motherfucking man right now. He got a lot of healing to do from that heifer. Don't marry him right now, because let me tell you, Fallon took him through the mud. girl, don't you marry? But you was in love. Y'all had y'all talks. Y'all was spending time. So we was like, Portia, you got out of something with Dennis. We just gotta go ahead and let you. We don't like it, but we gonna be right here, Portia. We gonna be here, girl. Cause we can't have you marrying these frauds. You need to vet them a little bit, date them a little bit. We gonna let you, friend. But when he break your heart, we gonna run his ass around the corner. Okay? And that's what everybody did. So, she was sitting here crying and everything. And then Drew was sitting here saying, thinking about all the things she going through with Mr. Ralph. And, she about to cry. And she was saying, it's a way I want to be there for Portia because we're going through the same thing with our divorces, but I can't. And you know what? It is what it is. So, as they were sitting here talking, or whatever, Kelly came over and hugged her and, gave her love and everything. And then she asked about the peacemaker brunch, saying about it, how they were feeling after the situation with Brittany. So, she said she wanted to have a peace brunch with everybody, with the girls, just to have a conversation with Brittany. Basically, the brunch was to celebrate Brittany and support her, but at the same time, trying to figure out what they could do for common ground. Because remember, if you watch Portia YouTube, where she said, or remember when I shared Saturday where she was saying, hey, I was fighting for Kenyon to stay on. It was really, I think it was Portia idea and Kelly idea. Let's see if we can get the girls, which is fun because she had, like she said, she had trips planned. She wanted Kenyon to be a part of. Are they best of friends? No, but she wanted her there. So then we go over to Ralph and Drew house with Raph in the basement. Drew house with Raph in the basement. Now, first of all, Drew, where the hell you were going with that outfit on, baby? I got questions, but we're gonna get it. I got things. I'm gonna have to dig in her while I'm doing this, but we're gonna get into that. So the little mama and the son is eating, and the son saw Raph. She said, "Oh, they just gave their blessings and prayers for the food for breakfast," and she said, "Oh, like she was shocked." He walked up out that basement. Now, I'm gonna tell you why I call bull BS with on the certain thing. We're gonna get into that. And Drew, I have to get on you, girl. I love you, but I gotta get you. Okay. Everybody else gonna get it too. Okay? It's okay. So he comes up, the son that he didn't want to adopt without his father's permission, say, hey, dad. Now that's mindful because he's a second father. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a stepfather. So, okay. Now his daughter and everything, they say, hey, and they were sitting out eating, and she was like, oh, I'm finna get ready to go. Like that. She said, but before I leave, I want to talk to you. So they go in the kitchen, the kids go down and play, they eat, she talked to him. This is what I'm saying, Drew, what you got on, friend? Oh, girl, we gotta talk. We gotta talk. So she's standing there, she say, she say, anyway, I wanted to talk to you about something. So I wanted to talk to you that you were supposed to get an exterminator. So I was like, Drew, that should have been just a text. So you could have said that, hey, don't forget, got to get an exterminator. Or she could have said, hey, listen, my attorney said we got to get an exterminator. So it's your turn to get it. Those are part of the costs that you handle. Those what has to be done. That's just what I know. This is how you take care of the home. Whatever to be. Or do you want me to call and you give me your credit card number and I pay for you, or you send me the money for something like that? Or hey, baby, hey, not babe, but hey, can you send me the money from the exterminator? So she was like, it's your turn to get an exterminator. And Raph was like, getting an exterminator? What you mean getting an exterminator? This was like a crappy argument. And he was like, she was like, well, I talked to the way she did it wasn't, well, I talked to my attorneys and da-da-da. But somebody attorney sent something to somebody. We're gonna say that. So he said, my attorney get an exterminator. You supposed to get an exterminator. She said, I did a couple of times. And I was told from my attorney to talk to yours, like tell you that's what you have to do. He was like, I'm not getting one. I pay all the bills, which he was wrong too, because Raph, you stay in the basement. There it is hot. Did be water bugs in the basement. Like, we're not gonna act like it's not. First of all, it's in Atlanta, it's wooded. We not saying y'all got, but it's, come on now. You need to exterminate. Like, why are you having an argument about it? So he was like, I pay all the bills. She said, okay, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go. She get in the car. She go with her sister Allison. Allison come to the car. They're having a conversation. She was like, every time it's an argument. And, it's like I can never win with this situation with him. And Allison was like, well, yeah, I mean, you don't have to argue all the time, which is true. And then she was like, he never comes up when I come up here. Allison was like, yeah, first of all, I don't know to take that because we've seen Drew lie about a lot of things. And I feel like this ain't Raph's first time coming up them stairs and she was there. She said, so I'm going to go because I have to leave the premises. Now, this is what I mean not opening up. The divorce is final, right? Or in a process. So I don't know if she's going to explain it more during the reunion. I'll wait on it. But my thing is this, okay? They both was wrong because it's a petty argument. Like, somebody could have got a damn exterminator. It's not that fucking serious. Excuse my French. And he stay in the basement. So I was reading comments where people saying that Drew has picked up narcissistic tendencies from Raph. And I agree because she's been married to Raph so long, she has picked it up, and it shows in her friendships, and it shows on different ways too that she does have a narcissistic tendency that she likes to portray and use to people. And she does like to lie. We're not gonna lie, and she don't. So she does have that tendency because she's been with him, but because she's going through therapy, she's going through the rough edges of letting that go. But I do feel like Raph had been up a couple of times. We're not gonna act like, because the way they act like that football, it was pretty good and pretty calm, pretty cool. But she was like, she wished they could be friends. Y'all could be friends. Y'all, let me tell you something. This is typical baby mama. It's ex-husband, ex-wife. I still love you. You still love me. We could be friends. We can be cool because of kids. But we're not going to sit here and act like they ain't doing baby mama and baby daddy things. And they still in the same household. We not. We just not. Like, we got to stop that narrative. We just not. It's typical because you could tell. It's no shade. It's no shade. Maybe every once and then, and then you get turned off at the. It's understandable. Okay. So then we go to Brittany. Now Brittany's back at home. She's been at home for the last couple of days. Look like she getting back to herself. She don't put her makeup on did her hair this time. The last time she just had a press a curl, not a press a curl, but press it straight. And I'm not sure if this is a style that she was going for to go to the brunch, but whatever. So she was sitting at home chilling, talking. She was up getting herself together. She was, sitting here, had to have the conversation with her mom. And she was like, to have this conversation with my mom is a little difficult because I have to talk to my mom about something, even though I made mistakes. So, she sit here, whatever. And, she talks to her mom. Let me tell you something. Her mama is a trip too. We gonna get it to her mama. We gonna get it to her mama. I don't know what it is about the ladies' mamas on this show, but they a mess. We gonna get into the mamas. We gonna have a segment about the mamas when we get done. So, she's sitting here talking to her mom and everything. As her mom come in, she see her mom, she grab her and give her a hug. They sit down and talk. And she was like, they have family issues going on. And her mom was like, yeah. She say, she talked to her mom. She let her know what's going on. And basically, her mother got a call from her sister, the one that she wasn't talking to, and that's was she okay? She said, yeah. And Brittany says since this happened, she thanked Kenya for it because she wasn't talking to her sisters. And she know her sisters would have her back if anything happened. I mean, of course, that's your sisters. Like, some people don't have siblings to understand that. But when you got siblings, your sisters come in the clutch. Like, we ain't gonna act like they don't. So as they sitting there talking, her mama said, she was Miss USA, Miss Universe. That's how she gonna run and treat these kids. That's what she gonna show these kids to do. That's what she supposed to be. What she say? Young model for young girls. And I say she's right. Kenya Antis hasn't showed that she's right though. I can't get mad at that. She's right. These mothers, let me tell you something. These mothers on this show, from Candy Mama to Portia Mama to Phaedra mama to Shamia. We don't see Shamia mama, honey. Shamia mama's like, Man, listen, y'all can't get mad at these mamas. These are Atlanta mamas. Y'all want to know what Atlanta mama like? Look at these. Look at their mama. They all do the same thing. Not my. They're typical Atlanta mamas. Kelly mama. They're Atlanta mothers. Drew mama ain't even from Atlanta. I ain't heard too much about her. Mariah mama, Quad mama, typical Tennessee mamas. Toya mama, typical Detroit. Like these are their mamas. We see where their big personalities come from. We ain't met Angela Oakley mama yet, but I believe she'll give them a run for their money too, honey. So we get to the brunch after she had to talk with her mom, and the girls meet up at the Peace Brunch. Kelly's sitting there talking and listening to the ladies, and they're all having a discussion. Kelly was like, Brittany's listening late, I'm sorry. So Kelly was like, this is for you. We want to have all the girls to give their thoughts about what happened because of most of these girls talked to Kenya. She say, see, you see what I mean in her confession. She was like, all y'all talk to Kenya, but what you got to understand, Brittany, they all have a relationship with Kenya. And I'm going to give my thoughts after this because I heard some tea that I forgot to mention. Let me tell you something. Drew and Shamia have their relationship with Kenya, but it's not as close as Angela and Kelly are getting with them. Portia has a relationship, but y'all got to remember, Portia's relationship with Kenya is not as close like that either. I'm going to tell you why. So much happened. They're getting close, but it could be better. Listen, this is typically what happens. Disagree to agree. Okay. This is Atlanta. I'm going to be honest with you. So, Kelly was like, we're all here for you. Basically, all the ladies have their own thoughts and opinions. They talked to Kenya, had their own thoughts and opinions, so she got a little upset. So Brittany started going and telling, Shamia had talked to her and say, well, we heard you had lost your license. So, Angela's sitting here fanning herself and say, wait, how you lose your license? So she basically started telling it, but what killed me with Brittany was Brittany came for Angela, okay? She was like, weren't you not there? Did you not see what happened? She said, wait, hold on. Now, the reason why Angela asked, because Angela has a license as well as a mortgage broker. Now, Angela makes some coin. Go ahead, Angela, girl. Oh, and I hope Angela got my comment because I saw she was fanning about her wig coming loose. Girl, let me tell you something. Tessa Styles, honey, I sent you the link. Check your comment section, baby. She got some good hair glue you can use because I don't know what your hairstylist is using. But, baby, it's not going to come off for 2 weeks, okay? Trust me, I had it for my birthday. She do a good job. And, they were sitting down talking or whatever. So it got a little tense to where Angela had to move around the other table. And Angela basically told her, Brittany, we're here because of you, because of your attitude and the energy that you assume to people, which she's right. But this time I feel like Brittany was wrong. And Brittany, I'm about to get your ass crack and tell you what you're wrong, sis. You want little tiger, calm down. Tiger, calm down. Okay, not to be a little lion, tiger, whatever you want to be. The lady was asking you a question because she has a mortgage broken license. Meaning, if you would have sat here and told, she would have helped you and you could at least got into a different area for your license if you played your cards right, Brittany. So you were wrong. See, I took up for you because I didn't watch the whole thing. But since I watched the whole thing, roar your ass down a little bit, okay? Calm down. You don't need to jump and target nobody. Understand that you were a little upset. Understand Brittany was a little upset. She's a little frustrated. She's a little flustered. It's hot. I get it. Your pictures are everywhere. You don't know somebody gonna come up to you want your business, or you don't know somebody gonna come up there to you and be like, ooh, I don't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. But you could have played your cards different with Angela. If you would have played your cards different with Angela, Angela could have helped you out, sister. Okay? So, Brittany, you was wrong because you didn't have to do all that. But I'm going to say this. Everybody said it was a snooze fest the last 2 seasons. Everybody worked for their check, so you really can't complain. So, Angela did go to the other side of the table, and Angela was saying, I have a mortgage broker license. That's what I do. And basically saying like it wasn't that serious from the get-go, but this is why we're here with this situation, and basically trying to say she didn't take accountability. So they go at it again a little bit, and Shamia was like, listen, we all getting to know each other. She had to play the peacemaker. Shout out to Shamia, honey. She said we all got to get to know each other. We all need to give people, a chance to understand each other and get to know each other and everything else. So Shamia was like, I have to, and she said, I can't believe I had to pay the peacemaker, but I had to do what I had to do. Like, I was shocked that I had to be the peacemaker. But you know what? It's all about giving each other a chance. And I agree, because we're not going to sit here and act like this new cast of ladies added with this cast is not great. And I said this before. The only person that's missing in this equation, we know Phaedra is coming back. We know that. We're missing Nene. We are. One thing and two things for sure about Miss Lanithia Leaks, honey. She would have shut that salon down, baby, and wouldn't have cared and would have told them to call security. She wouldn't have gave a damn. She would have told her she was wrong, she was foul, and she was dirty. Her favorite line, you never win when you play dirty. And she would have told Brittany, wait a minute, baby, like, wait. That's who we missing, because I feel like Nene would not just make light of it, but Nene would have, even though this is a great peacemaking situation, Nene would have brought fun, lighten the situation, and kind of say, hold up now, because she's older than the girls. She would have said, well, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? And made it to where it's understandable. And then people would be like, well, this is what typically what Kenya do. But I'm going to let you see for, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just Nene. So, everybody gets up, they do a little, Shamia make them break out into the electric slide or whatever, and everything's fine. Now, I know everybody want this storyline with Kenya to be over. I do too. I'm ready to move on from the Kenya facade. And I want to know how it becomes so divided to where Angela and Drew was in the middle. You have Portia and Brittany, Edie, then Shamia and Kelly hanging out. And they in the middle like, ooh, what the hell going on? Then, you have, and then it's like, where we trying to see why Portia talking about Angela hair sliding back. Angela, Mrs. Oakley. I done tagged her. I hope she see it, y'all, on Instagram. I really want her to try that glue, because we can't have this. Everybody talking about her slided wig next season. We can't. This is a pretty older lady. Look like her bag is nice. She got old and new money. Okay. Her body is right and tight. She look nice. She don't look her age. We don't even know her damn age. That's how good she look. We don't know. We just know she got a daughter in her 20s. That's all we know. We don't know nothing else. So I want to play an audio from Brittany on Watch What Happened Live. She was talking to Andy, and baby, this tea is very, very trippy. Now, I don't know if I shared the tea with Portia Saturday where she was saying that it was a house. Yes, I did. Now, a lot of people speculating and want to know that we're basically saying Portia don't know what she's talking about, or basically trying to say that, hold on, let me show a picture of Portia. That Portia don't know what she's talking about, or hold on, y'all. Let me see. Or Portia just doing speculation, right? I'm going to be honest, because I have watched Portia on the show for years. Portia knows what she's talking about. We'll post this up, put Portia, we talk about this. This is not the first time I've heard this. Oh no. This is not the first time I've heard someone trying to get Kenya off the show. This is not Kenya's first time hearing it either. And trust me, everybody thinking, well, maybe it is, maybe it's Drew. A lot of people speculating Drew. A lot of people speculating Brittany. I'm not gonna say who I think it is, but let me tell you something. Two things can be wrong, two things can be right at the same time. If it was to be Drew, allegedly, we know Drew got ate up by Kenya when she first got on about her hair. And Portia say, no ma'am, come be a brand ambassador and go naked, right? Gave her the hair. Her style has been killing it to the game. Has cute on point. We just got to get to the dress part. But yeah, some people say it's Brit. Yeah, I can see that, but I can't. Let me tell you something. People smile in your face and stab you in your back. And I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to be somebody y'all least suspect. Do I think it's a previous housewife? Absolutely. Do I think it's a top notch? No, ma'am. But it's somebody. And it's going to come out. Now, you heard me say it. You heard Portia say it. Now, when the head lady in charge say that she heard that too, just know it's somebody. It's somebody. This is not the first time I've heard that. When Carlos King come on his platform, he's going to talk about it too. He's going to talk about it too. Y'all going to be shocked who it is. It's going to come out. Y'all going to be shocked. Don't think people like King like that unaware. They know how to play the game better than she does. And I hate that for her because Kenya play dirty, but then you got other people that won't play fair. So I'm going to share Brittany Edie on Watch What Happened Lives and what happened. I'm going to play the audio. I don't know why it didn't download to my thing. But we're going to listen to it. But I truly believe that a housewife did try to get her off. Let me tell you something. Everybody, let me explain something to you. Kenya has not had a good time with every housewife on this show since she came in the door. We saw her get along with who she got along with, and we saw how people, even the ones she got along with, say that she was being very nasty and vile. Kenya does not have, and I love Kenya too. Kenya don't grew on me, which I'm surprised. Let me tell you something. I was watching Kenya before this Housewives. When Kenya got on Housewives, I did not like it because that's not the Kenya I remember watching on my screen. Like, I remember this woman, beautiful woman, coming on these sets of movies and TV shows and kill ice in the game. That's the Kenya I know. This Kenya, I guess, is who she really is. That's her business. But hey, can you blame her? Listen, she hasn't had a great track record with everybody. She's fallen out with some of her great friends. So we're not going to sit here and act like Kenya had a great track record, and that's not true. Two things could be true at once. Some things could be two things could be wrong at once. You know what I'm saying? It could be the same thing. But we're not going to sit here and act like Kenya had a great track record with it. Some of these girls don't want to push her out. Kenya has went on the Carlos King podcast and say everybody ain't working for their check. And I'm very surprised at Kenya because you got Brittany who made you work for your check after you set your butt on Carlos King is born. Everybody ain't working for their check. Who do I have to read? And you done messed up to where you could have had, come on, man, like, girl. But hey, so Brittany decided to go on. When she was on Watch What Happened Live, looking cute, as usual. All the girls let me tell you something, all these ladies can dress. You hear me? So I'm going to play the audio. And listen to what she had to say.
Did you have a gun that night?
Oh my God. I never had a gun.
Ever. Never had a gun?
I never had a gun in my possession at all.
Okay. So your comments at the dinner, that resulted in an investigation. Obviously, weapons are not allowed on set. It was determined that you didn't violate that policy. So now watching it back, why did you say it and what do you think about it now?
You know what? I still beat myself up. Just the fact that I allowed her to trigger me. So it's just, there's no excuse for what I did, for what I said. And it was the heat of the moment. I'm in a rough neighborhood. I'm always used to having my husband by my side. And I felt attacked. And I was triggered by Kenya. And I was talking with Kelly on the side, like, you know how girls hype each other up or whatever. And it was a side combo. I was talking with Kelly, and I mentioned a pistol, which I never should have. And I was wrong.
Since you had left Kenya's event at the salon early, did you? I'm assuming you watched last week's episode.
Yeah.
How do you think you would have reacted if you had stayed in the room?
You know what? I felt she wanted me to be at that event, considering she never uninvited me.
Okay.
And the fact that
She
she
did.
conjured up these images, photos, went to Kinko's,
She
printed
did.
them out. It's like, see, it's the spirit of Kenya.
That is something different.
So, you know, it's just the fact that she wanted me to be there. And you know what? We'll put this in later.
Okay. What did the card from your flowers that Kelly tried to save say?
I had a personal conversation in the car, just saying, Kenya, I'm sorry. I wish I would have never done it. And, you know, let's try to move forward. And so that was just really it. I wanted her to know how genuine I was, because I made a mistake. And I wanted her to really know that I'm not a violent person.
Did you?
That explains why she's still there for everybody that wanted to know. Okay? I said it on my Saturday Night Live that the reason why is because Kenya didn't take the accountability. Say, you know what? If Kenya would have said, girl, I did take out the time to humiliate you. I'm sorry. But you threatened me and I didn't like that. It would have been a great... Kenya would have been there. Kenya ain't take no accountability till she got to Tamara Hall. And Tamara Hall said, baby, you messed up, baby. She held her hand, baby. She said, baby, you messed up at your own grand opening, promoting her book. And that wasn't even an apology. They just said when they checked her, she didn't have anything. I told y'all, everybody want to say it's gentrified. Man, let me tell you something. I lived in Atlanta. You can't tell me nothing else. They still busting in people's cars. Give a darn. Wherever you be at. I don't stay on that side of town. Y'all don't even go that side of town after 8 o'clock. Be quiet. I don't want to hear that. I don't stay over there. And around the summertime and the holidays, you hear a lot of ruckus of just random. Trust me. Okay? And no shade, but shout out to the bank. Y'all go over there, honey, and go get y'all some good old food. Yes. But yeah, Kenya was wrong. And she didn't apologize. I feel like if she would have apologized, we'll still have Kenya. And then they already trying to consider Nene, y'all. That would have been perfect icing on the darn cake, because we could really get into the tea of their friendship and why their friendship a little rocky. Let me tell you something. Y'all was so about who declassifying the show. Y'all that's saying this is being declassified has not watched season 1. I need y'all this weekend. This is your homework for you. Go watch season 1 all the way through. Okay? Because when Marlo was on there, you had a problem with Marlo. Then when Marlo left, oh, I'm glad she left. Then you got mad because Marlo said they're not opening up enough. Then everybody kept saying, Kenya came out and said, confirmed and said, yeah, everybody wasn't opening up enough. It was boring as hell. We couldn't read, nobody did this and that. I just want to know, producers are taking y'all advice. And I'm going to ask what the producers going to ask. What the hell y'all want us to do? Because obviously you don't know. You get what you want, then you don't like it. Then when you don't, then you don't like. Stop commenting what you do and don't like. Producers, stop listening to them. They don't know what they want. They're like men. They don't know. Men that don't know, women that don't know, they don't know. They don't know what they want to eat today or tomorrow. Do what you've been doing and let it ride. It is what it is. I'm just like, I've been a veteran of this show since it first came out 16 years ago. Okay, I have watched people come and go, wig shift. I've watched people say, who gonna check me? I watched I'm catching Donald Trump's checks. I sat here and watched it from the time that Phaedra lied about her pregnancy, and then Kenya threatened her and was flirting with Apollo in her face. I have watched it from the beginning of time when Deshaun Snow was Mrs. and she's not. Okay, when Lisa Rue was with Ann Hartwell, and when Kim was trying to be an artist. Like, we're not gonna sit here and act like this is what the show is. I don't want pings in my face. I don't want a dildo. I watch that. I watched 300 and what she say, 56 days, 250 and Underground Railroad. I have been watching since all of this. I remember when she say, yeah, Ashy. I watched it all. I'm a veteran of watching this show, and I really need people that comment and just starting to watch the show because of Kenya. Need to go but watch before Kenya came and when she came. And you'll get an understanding of this show. Baby, I watched when Candy punched her hands and was saying don't mess with her man. Oh yeah, she was about to be about it. Like Miss College Park. So I'm not understanding what y'all want Real Housewives to give y'all, which has been giving y'all what it's been giving. It has. It's trying to bring the best back in life into this show. And I appreciate that. Everybody saying, is he declassifying what? What? Oh, it's Zeus. Baby, y'all must don't watch Zeus. Because they not touching each other. Zeus touch each other for 5 to 10 minutes. They not showing boobs and booty. I know what DTB body look like, and I ain't even laid with her. Okay? I ain't even seen it on the partner. I ain't paid to see it. I know what Natalie body look like, and everything else too. So this ain't compared to Zeus. Y'all ain't seen Zeus for the $5.99, baby. This is lightweight. Light as a feather. Baby, that comment was nothing compared to Zeus. A lot of people were saying, oh, well, you know, it was giving Zeus. No, she not. No, baby. No, ma'am. No ham, no turkey. I spent my $5.99. Baby, she ain't giving Zeus. Y'all need to pay the $5.99 to see it's giving Zeus. They fight. These ladies didn't lay a hand on each other. And the moment she would have said that, we saw what Tommy did. We saw what Tommy did. Huh? Baby, this ain't compared. So y'all can't give classy, but I get that if I want to, because I hit a tax bracket don't mean nothing to, yeah, I hit a tax. Let me tell you something. One thing about Real Housewives of Atlanta and the Zeus girls, and the Real Housewives of Atlanta ladies, they get brand deals. Zeus girls don't. Darrell just sat here and said he couldn't even get an opportunity with Netflix because of Zeus. These ladies can get an opportunity. We have seen it. Big brand deals. Netflix with a check. Oh, yeah. Super Bowl commercials. Baby, they've done all of that. They can do that. They have the opportunity still. Zeus can't. So stop comparing Real Housewives of Atlanta to Zeus because it's not giving that. Because Zeus is getting banned every chance they turn around. Every Zeus girl. And the reason why Kara got knocked off, because they realized she was with Zeus. By the skin of her teeth, Tyler Perry believed in her. Long as he believed in her, she got him run a chance to run with that baton. Because if he didn't, she wouldn't be nowhere. So that's all I got to say. So I compare this to Zeus and give Brittany a chance. Give her a chance. Everybody first season not great. Second is better. She may come with some good reasons, some good shade next season. Okay, knock that down. Will we see Kenya next? Let me tell you something. I believe we'll see Kenya next season. Don't believe that. Kenya, you know you're gonna come back. I see it for you. You'll be back. You'll be all right. But the Reeds it's gonna be reading. Okay. So just be ready for it. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And another thing before I go. So I was sitting here minding my business. And I seen Portia sitting here talking about getting her to 7K subscribers so she get part 2. First of all, Portia, I hate to tell you, Sugar Plum. Okay? Sweetheart, you on YouTube. We don't give a darn about that. We subscribing, but you need to go ahead and drop that. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. See you later. Bye.